Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into Book XC1 of Homer's The Odyssey. We're focusing on, well, one of its most legendary moments, the contest of the bow.
Absolutely iconic.
Our sources are direct excerpts from the epic poem itself. And our mission, right here, right now, is to really extract the most important nuggets of knowledge, the key insights from this really pivotal narrative.
And it's so much more than just like an archery contest, isn't it? We're going to uncover how this seemingly simple test of strength and skill, well, it transforms into this meticulously planned prelude to vengeance,
Right.
packed with insights into loyalty, identity, and the dramatic reclaiming of a household. You'll see how all these small details, these shifts in power dynamics, they really set the stage for a huge turning point for Ithaca.
Absolutely. Every single move, every failed attempt, every reveal,
Right.
it all leads straight to Odysseus' dramatic re-entry into his own life. And the beginning of the end for those suitors is genuinely a masterclass in strategic storytelling.
And that strategy, if you look closely, it actually starts with a divine smirk. The text tells us it was gray-eyed Athene herself who put it in the mind of Penelope to set this contest before the suitors.
Yeah?
This isn't just some random idea. The narrative explicitly calls it the contest, the beginning of the slaughter. So what does that divine intervention signal right from the start?
It just elevates everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Instantly. It tells us this isn't merely Penelope thinking on her feet, maybe a desperate gamble. No, it's divinely sanctioned, a preordained step towards justice.
Exactly.
And the details of Penelope's preparation, they really underscore that gravity. She goes up to the inmost recess of the chamber, holding this beautiful, brazen, and artfully curved key with an ivory handle. It feels almost like a ceremony, doesn't it? To retrieve what's hidden away.
A very precise journey, almost ritualistic, yeah. And inside that chamber are not just her master's treasures, bronze was there and gold and difficulty wrought iron, but the very heart of this deep dive. The backstrung bow and its quiver, containing many painful shafts. It's such a powerful visual. It signals the immense wealth of the household, sure, but also the very real potential for violence that's about to, well, explode.
But this isn't just any bow, is it? It carries this powerful, almost tragic history, gives it layers of meaning.
That's right.
It was a gift from Iphitos, son of Eurytus, described as one like the immortal gods, a dear friend to Odysseus.
And the story of how they met, that's actually crucial for understanding the bow's deeper significance. Odysseus and Iphitos, they run into each other in Messene.
Okay.
Odysseus was there on an errand and joined by the whole community, basically trying to get back 300 sheep and herdsmen stolen from Ithaca.
Right.
Iphitos, meanwhile, was searching for his own lost property, 12 mares and hardworking mule colts. So it's a meeting of two men on these important kind of parallel quests.
But it's a meeting that ends tragically for Iphitos, though. Those mares he was looking for were to mean his doom and murder.
Yeah, it's grim.
He gets killed by the son of Zeus, strong-hearted, the man called Heracles, who's called guilty of monstrous actions. And the worst part, it happens while Iphitos is a guest in Heracles' household.
And what's so shocking there is the profound breach of hospitality xenia. Heracles acts without shame for the watchful gods, nor the table he had set for Iphitos, and then just kept the strong-footed horses for himself.
That is incredibly significant. It's not just a side story. It sets this crucial precedent within the narrative, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It shows us how deeply ingrained those sacred laws of guest-host hospitality were, and tragically how devastating their violation could be. You really need to keep this in mind as we watch the suitors, because they're committing a similar long-term violation in Odysseus' own home.
Good point.
And the bow itself, it originally belonged to Iphitos' father, Eurytos.
And what's really striking, I think, is that Odysseus never took this bow with him when he went to war on the black ships. The text is clear. Always it was stored away in his halls in memory of a dear friend, but he carried it at home in his country. So this elevates the bow from just a weapon of war to something intensely personal. A symbol of friendship, home, identity. Its meaning isn't about battle. It's about the domestic sphere, his life in Ithaca.
And Penelope's presentation of it, equally charged with emotion. It really amplifies that domestic and personal weight. She takes the bow out of its case, weeping aloud.
Yeah.
She carries it, along with the quiver, and her serving women follow, carrying much iron and bronze, prizes that had been won by the master. She stands by the pillar that supported the roof, holding her shining veil before her face. It's a moment of profound grief, sure, but also maybe a calculated performance to underscore the gravity, perhaps even shame the suitors?
You can almost feel the tension ratcheting up in the hall. Then she addresses the haughty suitors, calls them out directly for their incessant eating and drinking, and she lays down the challenge, the impossible challenge. The one who takes the bow in his hands, strings it with the greatest ease, and sends an arrow clean through all the 12 axes shall be the one I go away with. And then she adds this incredibly poignant personal touch. I think that even in my dreams, I shall never forget it. It's a desperate, almost heartbreaking move that forces their hand.
Well,
Finally.
it truly is. And the immediate reaction in the room really highlights the contrasting loyalties there. The noble swineherd, Eumaeus, and the oxherd Philocios, they immediately burst into tears seeing their master's bow.
Their grief is just visceral, immediate.
Yeah.
And Antinos, ever the arrogant ringleader, he's quick to shut them down, isn't he? With that sharp rebuke. You foolish countrymen who never think of tomorrow, poor wretches. Why are you streaming tears and troubling the lady now?
So dismissive.
Totally. He dismisses their sorrow, confidently saying, there is no man among the lot of us who is such a one as Odysseus used to be. But here's the fascinating irony, right? The text tells us the spirit inside his heart was hopeful that he would be able to string the bow.
Huh. So much for its confidence. That internal contradiction is so telling.
It really is.
It highlights their hubris, their self-deception. They publicly scorn Odysseus, but inwardly they desperately crave his power, his status. And then we get Telemachos' unexpected move, a truly brilliant strategic play.
Okay, yeah. What does he do?
Well, first he kind of feigns indifference, claiming Zeus has made him witless. Oh, woe is me, my beloved mother will forsake this house.
Right, playing dumb.
Exactly. But then he quickly asserts his intention to try himself. He praises his mother. There is none like her in all the Achaean country, and says that if he can string it, my queenly mother would not go off with another.
It's an impressive display, too, and one that further tricks the suitors. He lays aside his cloak and sword and then expertly sets up the 12 axes, digs one long trench for them all, and drawing it true to a chalk line.
Yeah.
The onlookers are seized with wonder at how orderly he sets them up, especially since, as the text notes, he never had seen them before. He's showing this hidden competence they just never suspected.
Exactly. He attempts to string the bow 3 times, straining to bend it, and here's the really pivotal moment. On the 4th time, he would have strung it.
Wow.
But Odysseus silently stopped him, making a signal with his head.
Oh.
So Telemachos then publicly gives up, feigning inadequacy. Shame on me, I must be then a coward and weakling, or else I am still young. It's just a masterful bit of misdirection.
Totally. Because it not only keeps Odysseus' disguise intact, this weak stranger, but it also lowers the suitor's guard about Telemachos himself.
Yeah.
Makes them underestimate both father and son.
That's the real genius of it. It reinforces their massive blind spot. So with Telemachos seemingly out of the picture, the suitors eagerly take their turn. Antinos orders them to go in order from left to right.
And Leotis is first up. He's described as a diviner, basically a prophet, right?
Yeah, someone who reads omens. And significantly, he alone found their excesses hateful.
And he fails. Fails spectacularly. Says he ruined his soft, uncalloused hands.
But what's truly significant is his grim prophecy afterwards. He says the bow will sunder many of the princes from life and soul. He basically tells them their quest is doomed and advises them to, look for other women. He sees the writing on the wall.
And Antilos' reaction, predictably furious, calls Leoges' words terrible and shameful. Then he tries to salvage things, tries to regain control. He tells Melanthios, the goatherd, to light a fire, bring tallow.
Right, to heat the bow and rubbed it with fat, hoping to make it easier to string. They're literally trying to bend the rules or maybe the bow itself to fit their own weakness.
But it's no use, is it?
Nope. Despite their efforts, heating it, greasing it, the young men heated the bow and tried it, but were not able to string it. They were not nearly strong enough. And here's a crucial detail about their lingering arrogance. Antinos and Eurymachos, described as those lords of the suitors, out and away the best men among them, they still held back.
Still waiting. Clinging to their self-appointed superiority, maybe hoping someone else would succeed first so they wouldn't risk failing.
Exactly. So with the suitors thoroughly humiliated, their arrogance totally exposed, the stage is now perfectly set for the master's reveal. Odysseus wisely draws Eumaeus and Philocios, the oxherd, outside the house.
Okay.
And he asks them directly, a direct, almost whispered test. How would they fight if Odysseus were to come suddenly?
Testing their loyalty right to the wire.
And their responses? Immediate, unwavering. Fallacious instantly prays to Father Zeus for Odysseus' return, promising, "Then you yourself would see what kind of strength my hands have."
Wow.
Eumaeus echoes this prayer for the homecoming of thoughtful Odysseus. This is the moment Odysseus needed, the proof of true fidelity.
Recognizing their infallible temper, their unbreakable loyalty, he finally declares it. I am he. I am here in my house. After many sufferings, I have come home in the 20th year to the land of my fathers. And that profound observation, only you two wanted me to come. He sees their genuine tears, not the suitors' false smiles.
And he immediately promises them these extraordinary rewards for that loyalty. Wives, possessions, houses built next to mine, and a place of honor. He says, "I will think of you in the future always as companions of Telemachus and his brothers."
Amazing.
But to absolutely seal the deal, remove any shadow of doubt, he offers the definitive proof of his identity. The scar, which once the boar with his white tooth inflicted on me when I went to Parnassus with the sons of Autolycus.
Why is the scar the ultimate proof here, more than just a physical mark?
Oh, that's a great question, because it's not just any old wound. It's a mark of his unique past, a testament to his adventures, his suffering, and it's deeply personal. It's like a physical map of his identity, you see, something no imposter could possibly replicate.
Right. His life story etched onto his skin.
Exactly, visible proof of his epic journey, and when they see it, the two servants just burst out weeping and threw their arms around wise Odysseus. It's an incredibly emotional reunion, a moment of just profound recognition.
But Odysseus, always the strategist, he cuts short their emotional outbursts, right? To prevent being seen by the suitors.
Gotta stay focused.
And then he lays out the precise plan. It's almost like military-level instructions for what's about to happen inside.
Yes, these instructions are absolutely critical for the coordinated attack. Eumaeus' role, carry the bow to Odysseus no matter what the suitors say.
Right. Ignore the threats.
Euryclea, the faithful nurse, she has to bar the tightly fitted doors that close the hall and ensure that if any of them hears from inside the crash and the outcry, that they must not peep in from outside, but simply sit still at their work in silence.
Keep everyone else out of it and keep the suitors in.
Precisely. And Philolios gets that crucial final task outside. Make fast the courtyard door with the bolt and tie the fastening quickly upon it, specifically using a fiber cable for an oar-driven ship. Lock down the perimeter.
Every detail planned, every exit covered. It's chilling.
Back inside, the suitors are still desperately trying to save face. Eurymachos fails to string the bow himself, and then he voices this profound grief beyond all others. He says, "It's not so much the marriage I grieve for, but the thought, if this is true, that we come so far short of godlike Odysseus in strength so that we cannot even string his bow. A shame for men unborn to be told of."
So it's their reputation, their public image. That's paramount, even over the prize of Penelope herself.
Completely. And Antinous, always thinking, proposes one last tactic, a delay tactic. Let's postpone the contest until tomorrow, make a libation, that's a ritual offering,
Right.
and sacrifice some goats to the glorious archer Apollo. Basically, buy more time and maybe, just maybe, get some divine favor. They are truly grasping at straws now.
And this is when Odysseus makes his move.
The perfect moment. He makes this humble request, but one with a really hidden strategic edge. Resourceful Odysseus asks to try the bow, framing it as just a simple test to see if I still have force in my flexible limbs, or whether my wandering and lack of good care have ruined me.
He's playing the part of the frail old beggar just perfectly.
To a T.
Of course, the suitors are wildly indignant. They fear his success would make them look even worse. Antidos angrily scolds him, calls him wretched stranger with no sense, blames wine for his boldness.
Classic Antinous.
And then he launches into this dramatic analogy, this story about the centaur, famous Eurytion, who got drunk and caused trouble in the palace of great-hearted Perithous.
Right, the whole story about him getting dragged out, ears and nose cut off.
Yeah, leading to a feud between men and centaurs. Antinous warns Odysseus he'll face great trouble, get sent to King Ikarios, one who mutilates all men if he dares string the bow. Pure intimidation.
That's classic tactic, yeah. Designed to shame and control. But Penelope isn't having any of it, is she?
Not at all. She calls Antinous bullying neither fair nor just and dismisses the ridiculous idea that this stranger would actually take her away.
Then Eurymachos clarifies their real fear. It's public opinion. They're afraid people will say, "Far baser men are courting the wife. They are not even able to string his bow." Then another, some beggar man, easily strung the bow. It's all about appearances for them.
But Penelope stands firm. Points out the stranger is a very big man, and he is built strongly, and also he claims to be the son of a noble father. She promises him good clothes, weapons, fine clothing, a sharp javelin, sandals, a sword with two edges if he succeeds, and safe passage wherever he wants to go.
She's not just defending a beggar, she's defending the principle of fairness, really.
Exactly. And then the thoughtful Telemachus steps in, asserts his complete authority over the bow, a really significant moment of growth for him.
Huge moment.
He declares, "No Achaean man has more authority over this bow than I, to give or withhold." He tells his mother to go back to her work, her loom and the distaff, asserting, "The men shall have the bow in their keeping, all men, but I most of all. For mine is the power in this household."
Wow. Taking charge. Penelope is in amazement, but she obeys, weeping for Odysseus until Athene sends sweet slumber. A merciful intervention, perhaps.
So, with Penelope safely out of the way, the final preparations just unfold with this chilling precision. Eumaeus carries the bow towards Odysseus, ignores the suitors' threats they threaten to feed him to his own dogs. And Telemachus, surprisingly bold now, supports Eumaeus, threatens the suitors with a shower of stones, wishing aloud he was as much stronger and more of a fighter than them.
And the suitors, still deluded, they just laugh off Telemachus' rage. Big mistake.
Huge mistake. Simultaneously, Euryclea bars the great hall doors, seals off the inner chamber,
Trap.
and Philodeus sprang to his feet and went silently outside, closing the courtyard doors with that sturdy ship's cable. The whole place is now a perfectly sealed trap, and the suitors are completely oblivious.
The moment of truth arrives. Odysseus handles the bow, inspects it carefully for damage, drawing more taunts from the suitors. Oh, he's an admirer of bows, or maybe he's studying to make one. Still underestimating him.
Right to the bitter end. But then, the description. It's amazing. As when a man who well understands the lyre and singing, easily, pulls the strongly twisted cord, so without any strain, Odysseus strung the great bow. The effortless mastery is just stunning.
And the sound itself is symbolic, isn't it? He tests the bowstring, and it gave him back an excellent sound, like the voice of a swallow. That small, almost gentle sound, it signals the absolute end for the suitors.
The change in the room must have been electric. A great sorrow fell now upon the suitors, and all their color was changed. They finally know their time is up.
And just at that moment, Zeus thundered mightily, a clear divine sign, a portent that makes Odysseus happy. Divine approval, confirmed.
He picks a swift arrow, and from the very chair where he sat, he lets it fly. Doesn't miss a single axe. Missed no axes from the first handle on, but the bronze-weighted arrow passed through all and out the other end.
Yeah.
The impossible shot, made perfectly.
A perfect, divinely sanctioned bullseye. And the chilling declaration follows immediately, seals their fate. Odysseus turns to Telemachus. "Your guest that sits in your halls does not then fail you. I miss no part of the mark, nor have I made much work of stringing the bow. The strength is still sound within me."
Rubbing it in, almost.
And then he delivers the pronouncement that signals their doom, twisting their own language of feasting and entertainment against them. Now is the time for their dinner to be served the Achaeans in the daylight, then follow with other entertainment, the dance and the lyre, for these things come at the end of the feasting.
Chilling. Their dinner is about to be served, all right.
Yeah.
And just like that, with a nod from Odysseus, Telemachus immediately arms himself, grabs his sharp sword and spear, takes his position all armed in bright bronze, right beside his father. The game is well and truly over. Vengeance is about to begin.
So, yeah, what we just unpacked was so much more than just an archery contest, wasn't it? It was a masterclass in psychological warfare, a profound test of character, of loyalty, and a meticulously orchestrated act of divine justice.
Absolutely. We saw the bow itself transformed from just a weapon into this powerful symbol of identity, of legacy, the ultimate test of worthiness, really. It's a potent reminder that true strength, true capability can be hidden, underestimated, even disguised.
The dramatic tension built through every single failed attempt, the shifting loyalties, those carefully placed commands, it all created this narrative powder keg, didn't it? Culminating in that single perfect shot. This deep dive really shows us how a strategic mind, working together with unwavering loyalty, can turn a seemingly impossible situation into an absolutely inevitable victory.
Which kind of raises an interesting question, doesn't it? What does it really mean for true strength, true identity, to be hidden like that, revealed only at the precise, maybe divinely ordained moment?
Yeah.
And maybe, how often do we in our own lives underestimate the quiet, unassuming stranger who might just hold the key to an outcome we can't even begin to fathom.